Hello and welcome everybody to another Thursday night edition of Aquaholics Anonymous. I of course appreciate my buddy, my co-host, my pal Chattanooga Ed for being here, and our special guest Bob from Steenfott Aquatics. Gentlemen, how's it going?
Great.
Whoa, it's really dark in here.
Oh. Well, we have nothing to talk about, so I'm going to play that 30-second intro 120 times for the rest of this stream, and appreciate you being here. Thank you everybody for showing up. I do want to apologize. I haven't been doing my daily post for my 1 hour challenge. I'm going to work on that, but I wanted to address that first. Bob's shaking his head. But I have been busy. I did refill all of the tanks in here minus the shrimp tank. We did water changes today, and the 125 is filled and holding water for now. Fingers crossed, right? But I'm excited about that, and we'll have the Bicers moved soon. What have you gentlemen been up to this week?
Do you want to take it, Bob, or you want me to go?
I'm third chair, so you're next.
Okay. Well, I've been setting up my pool this week, and I need to get a new O-ring for the fish, or not for the fish filter, for the pool filter, because it's squirting water, but it's not enough to not run it. So I'm cycling the pool and losing water until tomorrow. That's not that exciting, but it's hard work. And then I'm prepping my tubs, and hopefully they'll be ready to go for fish probably Wednesday or Thursday next week, because I want them to sit for at least a week.
Nice.
So I've been finishing tearing down my fish room. I tore all the walls down, some of the electrical out, so I could move the electrical over to the new fish room. Actually ordered fish this week, at the first time in like a year at least. So yeah, I'll have an unboxing video coming out that everyone hates, but too bad.
Right.
And yeah, that's this week.
Everybody hates them, but we all watch it.
I know.
It's like, what's in the box?
I need to know.
Yeah.
Well, I won't ask you what's in the box. We'll wait until that video comes out. I'm sure
I was shorted a lot of fish, which makes me really sad. I had some pretty rare loaches. What else? Some corridors I was shorted on. Ugh, it's awful.
Now, is this for your own personal fish, or are you going to be selling again?
It's for Danny and I. So
Awesome.
Some fish for her fish room. Lots of plants. So
Super cool.
I also got a customer's tank, like 60 plants for his tanks, and so yeah.
Nice. Would it be safe to say there might be some rainbow fish in that box?
I got some Parkinsoni rainbow fish,
All right.
and those are for me.
Nice. Now, Ed, you mentioned you did you're getting ready to get your tub set up. How many tubs are you going to run this year? I know you can fit like 200 on your property.
Yeah, well, I'm only doing 4 at the beginning, but I'm thinking about maybe going out and buying 4 40s, the small ones. And, you know, they're kind of like a round one. It's like a horse trough also, but it's just a 40-gallon opposed to the 110s that I've been using. And I'm going to go with 4. The hardest thing has been I ordered the mesh to put on the top, and
Right.
Instead of getting the plastic nylon type mesh that the frogs won't go through, I got metal came to the house. So just shaping it to the tops has been a chore. But looking forward to doing it, because I'm going to put half of my blue, my Japanese blue tails in there. I'm going to put LRB's Platinum Reds in one. And I'm going to try to put the line that I've been working on. It's kind of a rainbow colored snakeskin guppy. It was a mistake, or not a mistake, just a happy mistake. I don't know. Yeah, I threw fish into a pond last year, and these, like 1 or 2 of these came out. And so I've been working on trying to get more and more. So I figure I'm going to put them out in the tub and see what they make by the end of the summer. Hopefully they don't go back to being purple steelheads. But I don't know if I'm going to do like the swordtail guppies or mutt guppies, because my mutt guppies are real nice guppies,
Right.
and a lot of the local fish stores would like to just have mutt guppies. So I've thought about doing one just to trade for food.
It's always a good idea. Always a good idea. Thank you, folks. Several people have mentioned the haircut. I appreciate that. That was a disaster today. It's always right in the middle of a cut that my trimmers stop working, and today was that day. And there was no running to the store to get any more today. So it was like, and so it was just like an hour of just like pieces.
You got to get all the gunk out of your hair before you try to shave it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I probably need to stop doing that duck leaf bath for my hair, but I mean, it just makes it so luscious and full. Bob, are you going to do any tubs this year?
I took 2 of Corey's tubs from his old house,
Nice.
the brine shrimp tub and the platinum rice fish tub. So I have those out, and then I have the same 2 tubs I had last year. I just got Buenos Aires tetras and Hawaiian variatus platies for 1 tub. Yeah, they're really, really cool. And then the other tub still has white clouds and then the newts in them.
Now, are you in a club
Negative.
up there? Well, so what do you do with your spare fish at the end of the season?
Well, last year my white clouds didn't breed at all.
Oh,
So I started with 36, and there's still probably a couple dozen in there. I don't know what the deal was, but I got nothing out of them. And if I have spare fish, I would just take them to like the co-op or something.
oh, cool. Well, that's awesome.
That is. It really is. Yeah. Life lesson: don't use Repashy in your hair. Darn it! I knew that was a bad idea. I should have thought that through. Oh, goodness.
If it wasn't for Repashy, I'd have no hair on my head.
And then I have 1 extra tub that I haven't filled with anything yet. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that one.
So now, when you move, are you going to be closer to the co-op or farther?
Farther.
Oh, bummer. By how much?
Although I'm so far now, it doesn't even really matter. Like, what's another 10 minutes at this point, you know?
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm pretty far outside of Seattle, and they're pretty close to Seattle.
Well, I have a free plane ticket to Seattle this year.
Oh,
So I'd like to go up there and go to the co-op. I think that'd be awesome. You know, that'd be super cool.
yeah. I mean, if you got a free trip, why not?
Yeah, well, it's in my dad's name, but we have the same name. And my dad conveniently always leaves out his, the senior, whenever there's a chance he can get out of something. And he didn't want to go on the trip to begin with, and he got out of it. So now I get a ticket for whenever I want. I just have to use it by the end of the year. So
Nice.
yeah,
Gotta love that.
pretty cool.
If you do have questions or comments, feel free to put @FishroomFever in the chat. We'll be happy to answer those for you. Put that @ symbol, it will highlight for me. Appreciate everybody showing up and smashing the like button and doing all those wonderful things to help tickle the YouTube algorithm. Okay, I had something and then I lost it. Perfect.
I know I just asked you like 2 weeks ago, but have you started planning any Tennessee meetups just for the year?
Yes. So I know some people had asked you about Aquaticon in Tennessee because we had to cancel that last year.
Oh yeah, I forgot I had a name.
COVID thing. Yeah, it's as much effort and money was gone through to secure that name. Yes, and make sure that it gets out there. No, that is going to be this fall. We don't have a specific date yet. I'm going to have to sit down and look at a whole lot of things and try and determine the best date for that because it's always fun. Of course, we don't want it to be like the same weekend as Aquashell or anything big like that. But, given that we have the University of Tennessee stadium here, last year we had to organize it between Aquashella and the University of Tennessee and Florida Gators football game because we didn't want it on the week of that big rivalry game being a home game, and it can get a little rough around here. So, but it will be this fall, absolutely 100%. And there may actually be another Aquaticon event going on prior to that. There's some things we're looking into, legal things and stuff and junk. I don't.
But we do have one meetup coming up for the Tennessee Fish Mafia. We're going to all go to the Deep South Guppy Show on July 31st and August 1st in Murfreesboro. That's just right out of Nashville. So we will all begin together for at least that.
Absolutely. Now, I may have to miss that one because I may be committed to another event out of state that day, just depending. Going back to that whole previously discussed thing. But I'm really hoping to be able to go to the Deep South Guppy thing and hang out with all the Tennessee Fish Mafia people. We have a lot of fun. But I am hoping that if it falls on an available date for you, that you're able to come out for that Aquaticon event later this year, Bob.
That's the only one that I really plan on going to. You know, there's the same weekend as Aquashella is the American Killifish Association.
Yep, in my hometown.
I know. I just I'm probably not gonna be able to go, but I am trying. That's just in a couple weeks, so
yeah.
I think that would be really fun. The American Libraries Association in Miami, I want to go to, and then yours. So yours and the ALA are definitely on my list.
That will be awesome. We've got some other people that are hopeful to be there. Some other fish tubers, so that'll be a really fun time. And of course, plenty of details to come on that. Back on the planning board, if you will. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Really knocked the wind out of my sails last year with COVID and everything shutting down and all of that. But glad we're able to put it on this year, and I think it's going to be a blast.
Yep. The ALA, that was one I was looking at, but they haven't set a date officially yet.
I thought there was a date on their website. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe I haven't checked in a week or so, but it was like 2 weeks ago when I wrote this down. It said sometime in October.
Well, maybe that's all I know. That it's like towards the end of the year.
Yeah,
I just want to go to Miami. To be honest.
Yeah. I was like the same way. As long as it's not during Halloween, it's doing one of these.
I don't know. I think because Aquashella is on Halloween again.
Yep.
Which I think is just stupid, but what do I know?
Right.
Well, they're not going to get me to go to Dallas for it because that sucks. Of all the weekends to do it.
Yeah, it just seems weird.
It's
and I don't know. Maybe they're wanting people to dress up and have fun. I don't know.
Yeah, and I can understand that, but it's really counterintuitive to the family aspect of the hobby. You know, you've got people with kids that are going to want to do Halloween with their kids, and it's like, hey, honey, I know you kind of don't like me having fish tanks already, but I'm going to leave the state for Halloween so I can go to a fish party while you deal with the kids in costumes and a bunch of candy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem bad, or it doesn't seem right.
I agree.
Before we get too far away, Half Moon Fish Tank. Oh gosh, how does Half Moon say her? Yes, asked way up, and I was kind of waiting for a break in subject, but wanted to know if you could put Rapashi without mixing it in your tanks. I wouldn't do it. You want to mix it up and make it a gel. I've never done it.
I've done it. I do it all the time for fry.
Oh, well, there we go.
It's a great fry food.
Wow, awesome. My two fry foods I have is other than the brine shrimp is the co-op fry food, and there's a local place that makes fry food for clownfish, and I like that a lot too for my guppies.
Yeah, it's I mean I don't know what the exact size is, but it's really fine powder, so it works well.
I haven't opened this one.
I have no say so because I've never used it. Still, I need to get on that. Dolbeck Aqua Designs a sweet shirt. Thank you. This is the Pleco made of skulls. I love this shirt.
Oh, wow. That is a pretty neat shirt.
One from Mrs. Fever. Susan for SLC Aquatics says, just came through Cleveland and Chattanooga, but home now. Well, glad you were home safe and sound. And again, anybody just stepped into the chat, if you have any questions, feel free to put @FishroomFever in the chat, and it'll highlight for me, and we'll get to those. But Regina Phalanges, how are you, says, a bunch of my clients here in California are moving to Tennessee. Does that annoy you? Doesn't annoy me. Just remember you're moving from California to Tennessee for a reason. Keep that reason in mind.
Yeah. We like our taxes how they are, and we don't like having to have permits for everything.
Right.
So.
So anyway,
I was talking about fish laws.
Oh, I was just talking about living.
Absolutely. All right, let me get back up here. Let's see. I need a map with little Ed and Fish from Fever moving across the states to keep track of all these adventures. Fish from Fever. Yeah,
that would be awesome. I should put a map of America somewhere and do that, or like a sticker everywhere we go. Or bed.
Just get the magnet. Everyone does the state magnets or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I could do that.
I feel like you've been to a lot of states. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but
we have been.
We went all over the place last year. That was fun, and then it kind of died off. But I love it because Ed will message me. He's like, "Hey." Yeah, usually he gives me a lot of notice, but sometimes like, "Hey, this weekend, do you want to go to this state?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely, let's do it."
It's fun.
It really is.
Yeah,
don't really get that here in Washington. It's like, "Hey, you want to go to another state? All right, 7-hour drive to the next state."
Oh, that's rough. That is rough.
Yeah, the only place we don't go to is the other side of the state because it's too long of a state.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's weird, but very.
You go like 20 minutes north, 20 minutes south, and you're in a different state, but you got to go like 10 hours east and west.
Yeah. And at that point, you might as well just go to Florida. So, there's always that thought process. T-Bone's Fish is asking, do I have key rings? I do not. It was something I looked into, but it was not going to be of value for you all. I didn't want to do that. I will get back into some merch things and trying to find some good prices and values for you all in the near future, but I haven't found any place that you could get quality at a decent price. It's either really cheap because it's inexpensive because it's cheap, or it's expensive because it's quality. There's not really a middle ground that I've found thus far. And then everybody wants a different one. Some people want the thick rubbery one. Some people want like the metal with the laminated. So it's something we'll figure out one of these days, but I do not currently. But I appreciate you asking, T-Bones Fishies. Patty's Petit Tank says hello to myself and everyone else except Bob.
Someone's asking me a question.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Except they said @Steenfott and @Bob instead of @Steenfott Aquatics.
Hey, you caught it, so.
Crown Tail Half Moon says, Bob, can you share more on how many times you feed Repashy powder to fry and what fry can easily accept it? Can guppies and bettas do well with it? I've done it. I've never had betta fry, but guppy fry, I've fed it. Again, I'm just throwing it in a tank with 1,000 guppies, so I don't know if like the fresh newborn guppies are eating it. And I have a lot of different stuff I feed, so it's not like I constantly just feed Repashy over and over and over. So, but even in the fry tanks, I only feed them once a day because I'm not too concerned with growing them out super fast.
That's blasphemy to Ed's ears.
No, I had no idea that you could feed it dry. My whole concept of this was when we go out of town, my dad doesn't screw up feeding.
Yeah, I mean, you mix it with water, so you could just throw it in water too.
Yeah, it makes life so easy. It's
hello, Patty Petite Tanks says, I'm sorry that was rude. Of course, hello, Bob, and he'll never see this.
Bob sees all. Bob knows all. Bird Bird Garden says, how you doing? That shirt is dope. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to start wearing this shirt more often. It's good to see you, Rack. Bird Garden, I hope you're doing well. Haven't talked to you in a while. Hopefully we'll get to see you at some of these Tennessee Fish Mafia events. It's been too long, my friend.
I would like to go visit him one day and check out his pond and his birds. We should set that up. Like, well, I guess we got Aquashella in 2 weeks. So I don't know if we can do it before, but maybe 2 weeks afterwards or something, we could head up and check out Rack's setup if he'll let us. That'd be super cool. I'm on Top Chat.
Oh, shame on you.
Oh, so am I. You know, I'm always on Top Chat because I say if it's not good enough for Top Chat, it's not good enough for me to read.
You know, I haven't even seen any of the super chats until I hit live chat.
Well,
I'm just kidding, of course. Just kidding.
That's bizarre.
my screen just, my chat just jumped, and I saw the super chats, and I will get to those in just a second, and I do really, really appreciate those. And now I have my other screen popped up that shows my super chats, but I had to do a quick reset just before the stream started, and that's one of the things I did switch back over to. Oh, now where was it? Thank you for posting that link for the co-op fry food. You know, I think it's about impossible to get through a stream without talking about something co-op. And I have people that I've gotten angry emails before. You're required to tell people that, you know, that's sponsored, and I'm like, oh, that's not sponsored.
I know people freak out about it. It's so funny.
Yeah, I actually had to go back and do a disclaimer on my last unboxing because I tried to do it very informative. I tried to not just pop open the box because, like I said, everybody loves unboxings, but it's, you know, a double-edged sword. So I tried to actually get some nice shots of the products in use and talk a little bit about the actual items, and versus just here's the box. I open the box. There's the stuff. See ya. And one guy's like, oh, that was totally a co-op commercial, and we know you didn't pay that for that order. And I'm like, yeah, I did, but I wouldn't read the description and put a big fat disclaimer at the top of it. Like, this is not a paid ad, but thank you. I'll try and be less informative in my videos going forward. That way they don't seem infomercially.
People are going to complain. They always do. It's just a small minority, though, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But I mean, it's like I've got to redo the airline in here for the for this setup basically because I had it run around, and then I kind of cannibalized it when I redid the other fish room because I was like, I could either just rip out some plumbing from one room, or I could take a trip to the hardware store. Let's just rip some plumbing out of the other room I don't need, and now I need it, but. I do love how easy it is to do any of the linear air pump systems with PVC. They're just so modular that it makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, I didn't even know this till I started taking stuff down, but I have 3 of those pumps, not like 3 different types. I was like, whoa. I don't even know what I'm going to do with all those. I only need 1.
I mean,
Rob, my fish store owner, and he also does a show with us once a month called, what's our show called on Saturday nights?
it is called After Hours.
After Hours.
Yeah, I already have the next. I can't believe that I did this. I actually scheduled something in advance. What? I have this Saturday scheduled. We're going to be at Aquatic Marine here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So that is going to be a lot of fun. I know the last time Kenny was on, that was a huge success. That was, again, one of my more popular live streams. Along with Bob, you know, Bob's a popular guy, so that's why we have him back. He keeps the subscribers and the members rolling in.
I'm gonna roll through a couple questions real quick, just because they're at me. Carrie says, "Have I been camping lately? Do your dogs enjoy camping?" I haven't gone camping. No new content for the outdoor channel. I just went by myself with my dogs. So, yep, absolutely. They enjoy it. They love getting dirty, which is kind of annoying, but what are you going to do? And then Crowntail says, do you have any special water filtration or setup for preparing water to make fish safe prior to water change? In the new fish room, I'm just installing some activated carbon in the water change line. That's about it. I don't put it in a tub and age it or anything like that. Pretty simple. And then Aquatic Aesthetic says, have you ever considered opening your own store? Yes, but not seriously. I want to open once, I win the lottery or AMC gets to $100,000 a share. I will open my own store and then not let anyone in. I'm going to say, nope, screw you people, because I spent 10 years in retail and I had to suck up to a lot of people that didn't deserve it for a long time. And so I want to open my store just to get back at those people and be rude. The customer is wrong.
I'd like to speak to your manager. Hold on a second.
Yep.
How can I not help you? Yeah. No, I understand many years in retail management. Not a pleasant thing. All right. Let me go through. Hello, Bottom Dweller Aquatics. Skim over the stuff here. Patrick Hardy says, ask Bob, I want one of his stickers. And
Does Bob have Bob? Why am I asking him? Bob, do you have stickers?
I got some stickers from Jaddered Aquatics like back in 2017, and every once in a while I still come across one, but I don't have I got a stack of them ready to send out. I don't have that. It's just, here's one of these.
you're gonna have to bring, assuming that you have any left, save me at least one of those. I need a Steenfott sticker for that.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing.
I also have my Maboo puffer that Priscilla painted.
Ooh.
And I have, I think they're like 16 by 20 prints that I took to the 2017 Aquatic Experience. And I still have some of those sitting around too.
Now, how many puffers are you going to have to move up? Now, I keep thinking you're going north. Are you moving north?
I'm moving north.
Okay, okay, cool. How many puffers do you have to take with you?
I will say my new fish room is north. I don't know where I'm moving yet.
Gotcha.
2 puffers. I only have 2 puffers.
Are you going to have to keep them underwater the whole time, or how are you going to do it?
With my Maboo puffer, I'll just scoop them up with a 5-gallon bucket, and the other one is just a hairy puffer, and he's just a couple inches, so it'll be easy to keep him underwater.
Gotcha. Cool.
Main sales fur and fence is going to be at Aquashella. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you there. And
sure.
Deborah Didi says, Fish from Fever, please don't change it. Love your style. I'm going to change my clothes because we got to stay clean. Might change my haircut, but you're stuck with this guy. I am doing some changes on the channel, though, and I hope you all enjoy it. And I won't talk too much about it because that stuff gets boring. But I'm working on a color-coded thumbnail system, if you will. So, like, all of our Aquaholics Anonymous are going to have the same kind of coloring to them. So you look and you go, oh, that's one of those, the saltwater series. You go, oh, okay. Those are, that, to kind of streamline things. I know just getting stuff in playlists, several people have been really happy about that. And of course, getting back and numbering the system. But some things like that. But Dee Dee, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Always very, very humbling. So thank you.
James, that was something I was going to ask you about your website, fishroomfever.com.
Yes.
You can go there for all of your YouTube needs. But I was wondering if you would let me have a page on there, and I will have a calendar of events, and I'll actually do it. Because I have done a calendar on a website before, so I know how to do. That's probably the only thing I can do is write dates in.
I'm scared to give you technical
I know
to the site, but yeah, we can absolutely. No, I think that'd be awesome. That's something I definitely need to work on though. On the website is getting that updated with stream times and things. I have a couple people I need to get with that have volunteered to take that over, so I need to get with them because I know there's some people out there that live stream that are not on there, and I apologize. It's nothing personal. It's just the way.
Well, there's just so many. Like, how could you possibly ever keep up? Yeah. And the thing that would bug me is, I don't know, maybe this is a little diva-ish or whatever, is going through all that, and then like the casual streamers that complain. So you put them on there, and then they only show up half the time when they're like, I'm going to live stream every Wednesday at 12, and then like 3 weeks in a row they didn't live stream.
Well,
that would really bug me. Or they change it after 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, and I've taken people off there, and it was nothing personal, but it was exactly that. If you're not going to, if you say you're going to go, like every Thursday, 9:30 Eastern time, and then you miss several weeks, I pull it off of there because you're not being reliable. I understand things happen sometimes, and you might have an issue here and there. That's different, but that was something that wasn't personal, but had to take, people off from time to time. Like, or I'm going to do a stream every, Friday, and then they do it like 1 out of 4 times. I'm like, I'm going to pull you down because you're not doing it. But I digress. But I am working on that. I need to find somebody that can code it with the hyperlinks because I can never get that to work. And it's so much easier to just be able to click on people's channels. But I am going to jump over to these super chats real quick.
Real quick, can I interrupt you?
No.
Jessica's Crown Tail has a follow-up question. Says, is the water carbon filters, is it the water carbon filter? I'm basically DIYing my own. You asked about microns and volumes rated for. So I haven't really, the way my water system is going to work is I'm taking hot and cold off the hot water heater, splicing them up. They'll go into a regulator that makes them 78 degrees. I'll have one line coming out. It'll go through a PVC pipe that's full of activated carbon. Now that I haven't decided how large I'm going to make that. I'm guessing maybe I might go like 2 feet. And so all the water will pass through there. Activated carbon lasts a really long time. I might have to change it once or twice a year, if that. But I'll just, I won't know until I actually do it because there's no like science behind it. I'm just like, okay, 2 feet, sure, whatever. Like a 2-inch PVC pipe, 2 feet long, and I'll just have to measure for chlorine. And once chlorine starts showing up, I'll be like, I know it's time to change it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, nothing scientific. Just your pretty standard DIY. Try it and see what happens.
Are you quite done now, Bob? You come on here as a guest and you expect to get to talk, and
now I'm done.
I don't know. How dare you?
I know. The nerve.
All right. I appreciate you all waiting. Those of you that have sent the super chats and stickers. Start at the top here. We've got HSPS's Tank Tribe with the $1 super sticker with that big brown pile of fertilizer, keeping the stream nice and healthy.
Oh, you got a $20 one. Nice.
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. Very nice. Always appreciate it. Never expected. But I'm going to grab these before I jump down there. Just to be fair, going in chronological order here. 3G. Maybe you changed your name. Maybe a new name to me. I appreciate you being here with the $1 super sticker with that big brown pile of fertilizer, keeping the plants growing. I went on the keyboard. IHSPS's Tank Tribe with another super sticker with $2 with the vibe sticker and all the little sparkly hearts. Thank you for that. Again, much appreciated.
I feel like you need to get some of those for Ed, so you could just read the chat and then Ed could be like,
That's what I need to do.
That my cats would probably have a heart attack though every time.
It would make it much more interesting.
Carrie Habercorn, how are you with $1 super sticker? Again, another brown pile of fertilizer, keeping those plants growing in the stream. Our buddy here, Mike Fish Tank Barn, who is our co-host on the saltwater series, which I've been having fun with. Throwing a $3 super sticker out there with fist bump pair, exercise fist bump pair. Appreciate you, Mike. I hope you're doing well. As always, thank you for your support, my buddy. That was a good one. There we go.
You know what? It kind of sounds like you're getting quieter, James.
I think he's backing away from the mic as he's shooting those off.
Yeah, I'm
Never mind.
Well, that and I've got like a frog in my throat, and I was trying not to clear it and just power through it. That apparently was not working. Michelle Kinsey with $1 super sticker with the big smiley face emoji. Thank you, Michelle. I hope you're doing well. I hope the fish room is moving along swimmingly for you.
All right, I'm going to interrupt you again.
Oh, yeah, no.
Breaking news from the Fish Tank Barn. Sent me a message. The American Libraries Association is Coral Springs, Florida, October 21, 22, 23, 24.
Oh, wow.
And I know they're doing a collecting trip too, which could be fun. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
James is a master collector. I've got a whole mess of his fish that he collected in Florida right in that tank over there.
I don't know if I'm a master collector. It's an excuse for me to be a kid and jump in the water and catch fish with a net. So I'm never turning that down.
Well, actually, yeah, the only mess up he did was he was catching all these fish, but his bucket was sideways at one point.
Yeah,
So he lost half his
I'm blaming
fish.
that alligator for that. Well, I don't think that I really lost much. I still had more than I needed to keep.
Oh, dude, you should have said you lost half, then we would have been more impressed.
I lost all of them, and I had to start all over. I had to wrestle that alligator.
There was a mess of
I had
them.
to use a net with a hole in it 6 inches across, and still I was able to catch all those fish.
James was able to catch fish that aren't even supposed to be there. He caught a ruby cichlid. Was that what it was?
That's Florida. 90% of the stuff there is not supposed to be there.
It's awesome, though. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get, and that's part of the fun. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed where we went to collect the mollies, but that was one of those like, okay, we're going here. This is the fish that's here, and that's what you're going to catch. But it was really nice just not knowing what you were going to get. And it was fun just, trying different techniques. And, okay, we're going to try this to catch this type of fish and that to catch the top dwellers and all that stuff. So,
And he was even were those little prawns or grass shrimp or
little grass shrimp? Yeah.
Okay, they were pretty cool.
Yeah, they were very aggressive little shrimp. But before I get too far away, Rico Stan with $5 super chat says new Clipper fund. Rico, thank you for that, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Always good to see you. Always very much appreciated. Now there's that awesome $20 super chat from Eric Wyrock. Says, love your channels. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Very much appreciated. And the support goes a long way, so not expected, but thank you very much, Eric.
Can I tell the people a secret about you, James, that I just discovered?
Ooh.
Go for it.
Bob, one of the three of us, if he didn't have a beard, looks just like Keith or Sutherland. And it's not me or you.
Okay.
So
this guy could be a model. Just saying.
all I'm going to say,
and Sean Peck agrees with me.
Chad Ed and Sean Peck may be trying to convince me to shave my beard off.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Well, just showing driver's license photos, if you will, DMV photos. And Sean said he'd arrest me because he didn't think it was me. And wondered why the heck I have a beard since I have a chiseled chin.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
like a model. That's what Sean's saying about him, and then he says, "I look just like it's a mug shot."
You do look like a mugshot. Oh,
yes, absolutely.
He was like, "Why do you always look so mean, Ed?"
to keep people from talking to you.
Yeah.
That's why I grew the beard with doing retail. I figured people would leave me alone. They'd see the beard and they go, "That can't be me. We'll go find somebody else." He's not clean cut.
Well, when you're clean cut, you're probably having to beat the girls off with a stick or something too.
We don't beat girls with sticks, Ed. All right, a couple more here I'm going to grab. I am watching for highlighted stuff. I'm not seeing a ton of it, but I am keeping an eye out, so be aware of that. Again, Eric, huge thank you for the $20 super chat. I will say, anybody, if you're going to do a super chat or a super sticker, consider becoming a member. It starts as low as $2 a month, and it goes up from there, but you get all sorts of awesome behind-the-scenes stuff. Lots of videos coming out for the members. And some other things as well that come along with that, but I won't dive into that. Just trying to get you some value for your money. That way you're getting something back out of that versus just throwing money at me. I'm not complaining, but I try and bring the value. So, again, thank you very much for that. Speaking of, Mr. Manifesto became a new member. Welcome to the team. Thank you for becoming a member of the Filter and Fever family. Coming back. Returning member. So thank you for that.
He is one cool guy, too.
Yeah, I was say I looked at him. I was like, hold on a second. He was a member before. I appreciate you returning. It does mean a lot to me. You all are the reason that I am able to do a lot of the things I'm able to do fish tube wise and fish travel wise. So thank you very, very much for that. Mike's Aquatics and things with the $10 super sticker with the dancing paper fan fox. I know it's not fox. I'm saying it's a fox. But thank you very much for that. And we're going to jump right back on into the chat and grab your questions and comments. As long as they're not from Bob, because he's talked too much. Normally we don't let him speak when he comes on. Ed and I play a game. We say, let's have Bob on and see how little we can let him speak.
It's so refreshing, though. Joke's on you. I enjoy it.
Right. Rico Stan says, going to my first fish swap on June 15th in Cicero, New York, hosted by CNYAS. Awesome. Congratulations. I know you've mentioned before that's not really a huge thing up there with swaps and stuff. I'm super excited. I really, really encourage anybody, if you can get out to a swap, even if it's a couple hour drive. I've yet to find one that I just absolutely was like, yeah, this sucks. It's not worth it. Even if it may not be the best swap, it's usually just a great time hanging out with other fish nerds. I mean, that's part of a lot of us show up is just to hang out with each other. And I always have this thing about trying to ask people, what did you come for? What are you looking for? What brought you out? And you'd be surprised how many people say, I just came to talk to other people, see what was up. So,
yeah, well, the Chattanooga one, I ended up sitting and talking to everybody the whole time. I only went to half the booths. I had such a fun time.
I did too. I won all the things,
Yeah, he won everything. Did you hear about this, Bob?
No.
Okay, so it's my fish club's first event, and they had a drawing like at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and the grand prize was at 1 o'clock at the end. And, all these fish stores and stuff donated all this stuff. And so they say, oh, you won grand prize, James, and he's live videotaping. And he goes up there and says, okay, I'll take this. Because he thought he got grand prize was he got to pick the first thing. And they said, no, it's all yours. All of it.
It was like 3 gift cards and 2 lights and a canister filter and a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, I was doing a live stream when it happened, so that was funny.
Yeah, and you can hear me on the live stream say, what the hell, I bought 20 tickets.
That's the way it works with me. No matter how many tickets I buy, I always lose.
Well, see, I always like to do $5 if it's for the clubs. That way, that's my $5 donation is the way I look at it, because I don't ever expect to win those things. I was pleasantly surprised, and it even got me a cameo on Pectec's channel again, because he did a little interview of it for his video of the event. But they're really fun. They really, really are. And I would encourage people to get out where it's permitted and safe to do so. I'd be real glad if we can ever get past all the health disclaimers. That would be nice. Yeah.
Well, I think we're pretty much done.
Rob says, I drew the ticket. And he did. He was kind enough to show that it was legitimate, and even more kind to cover my phone number before he did it, which would have been okay. Technically, my phone number's out there on some of the old videos, but that's for you people that are diehard dedicated and want to go searching.
Or the psychos.
Yeah, or the psychos. Either one. The amount of stuff I get to my phone already is scary.
I had a stalker once. It wasn't very fun.
Oh, I did too.
But
that was before YouTube.
You mean you were the stalker? That's why you have the mugshot.
Oh, no. This girl would fill my phone up every day while I was at work. And because you can only get so many messages before you have to delete them all, at least with the old flip phones you did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. It was not cool.
I liked it like that because then no one could text me. I'd never set up my voicemail, so...
Did you ever find your beeper? I know you'd lost it at one point.
Yeah, yep, I got it.
Oh,
yep.
Goodness.
Can't go too long without that.
There was a question. There it is. Question from Alex Kumanoff. Alec Kumanoff. Excuse me. Sorry. I don't know why I said Alex.
I always get to say Alex first, and I'm always like, nope.
I'm blaming Bob. He rubbed off on me. But it is for Bob. Says, did you get the electricity finished in the new fish room?
Hopefully, and by hopefully, I mean I took the breakers out of my old fish room and hope that they're compatible with the breaker in my new fish room. it fits in the slot, but they were really expensive circuit breakers, so I don't want to not use them.
Right.
The only thing I have left to do is actually wire in the outlets, which will take like 10 seconds. Pretty easy. But yeah, other than that, electricity's done. Plumbing, I haven't even started plumbing yet. I'm really dreading plumbing, but I'm doing everything like by myself. I'm not hiring anyone and doing stuff that I've never done before. Like people are like, "Who drywalled your fish room? Oh, looks terrible." I'm like, "I've never done drywall in my life." Like,
Right.
who cares? And who cares? Like when I'm mudding it and everything, I'm just slapping it. I'm like, I'm painting it all black anyways. Who cares?
I mean, that's
Well,
fun. Go ahead.
I went cheap and I went paneling in my fish room.
I'm doing paneling in the studio just because that has to look nice.
Yeah.
But in the fish room, I'm just spraying the ceiling. I might go with some sort of like glossy white so it reflects light. But everything else is I'm just gonna go in there with a spray gun and be all black.
Nice.
Go
ahead, Ed.
I did my walls this way so I wouldn't have to paint any of the backs of my tanks.
Mm-hmm. That's the idea.
I don't blame you. It's a very smart move. One day when we get the aquatic palace set up, we're gonna do that.
Oh, you already got a name for it?
Yeah, the aquatic palace.
I'm gonna go buy the aquaticpalace.com domain right now then.
Hey, that's
and
fine.
then sell it back to you. You're frozen on my screen, by the way.
Oh,
magic. No, that's fine. Go for it. That is simply the personal name for my own little fishy farm build thing that one day will come. So if you want to buy the name, by all means, have it. There's not going to be anything commercial attached to it. But yeah, I'm going to grab this real quick. Bird Garden with $5 super chat says, "Because I care and I like confetti strings." Brad, thank you again, brother. Appreciate that. Let's get these nice and up close there. There's some confetti strings for you.
That hit the mic. You know, we ought to collect that confetti and see if his birds would like to make it into nests.
I'd be afraid it'd be some sort of environmental choking hazard, non-degradable, flammable something. I don't even know.
Yeah.
All right, I got a couple here. Crown Tell again says, "Do you add anything to the water after it passes through the charcoal filter?" No, I won't. And how are you testing for chlorine with the test strips? And what percentage of water change per tank? It really depends on the tank. If I'm growing out fry, I'll do more. If they're planted tanks, I'll do less. If they're high tech or low tech, there's way too many variables. I'm not doing auto water change for that reason, and because I don't have a drain. So, yeah, every tank will be different. It just depends on what it is. But a majority of the water is going to be well water. However, it is also connected to city water if it needs city water, like if the well runs dry or something. So the only thing I'm really worried about is chlorine there. But most of it should come out of the well, which I'm not really worried about anything then.
Nice.
And then there's one more. John Cox says, "Flat white reflects more light than gloss." I would have never guessed that. Unfortunately, I already bought the gloss white. I was in Home Depot looking at them both, and I'm like, man, this one's way more shiny. Surely it'll reflect more light. my other very scientific methods that I use,
Yeah, that's
it was sound logic to me.
I honestly would have thought the same thing. So there you go. You'd have had 3 votes for, and we'd all been wrong. So you never know, right?
I guess.
Well, in professional photography, competition has to be on high gloss because it's harder to hide any of the flaws.
Interesting.
So I would have guessed it would have been brighter, but I guess not. That's it. Yeah, it is interesting.
Paul Sotero dropping some knowledge on us. Paul, as always, thank you for being here. Says, if you've got a title, hang on back. I was going to make a comment about the titles, but I'm not going to pick on it.
Want me to go get one to show it off?
With reduced flow, you're welcome to if you would like to, Ed.
Okay.
Even after you've cleaned it, even with the sponge on the intake, check the surface. It collects garbage and clogs the intake. Happened to me. I would not have thought that, but I've also not actually used the titles personally. I guess that makes sense with the way they're built. Yeah, a good piece of knowledge, because I'm sure there are probably some people that have cleaned all those things out, as you mentioned, and still had reduced flow. If you're Chattanooga Ed, then you just hold the reduced flow until I come over and take a shot back to your filters and clean them out. But,
And then, whoops, this isn't the right tube.
well,
I had to make an extension to make because it's such a long tank. There it is.
While it's working on getting that together for demonstrative purposes, Crown Tail with another question for you, Bob says, which chlorine tester do you recommend? Is it specific for chlorine only or test other parameters?
So I just used right now I have the Tetra test strips because they were on sale on Amazon like a year ago. So I bought a ton of them. And then as soon as I run out of those, I'll just use the Aquarium Co-op test strips. And they're the multi. So it's like 5 in 1. And then you obviously take a scissor, you cut them in half, so you turn them into 2.
I mean,
and get twice as many.
They're a 6 in 1, actually. So
Are they 6?
yeah, they are.
Nice.
Hashtag not sponsored.
You got those for free. Oh, how dare you?
For free.
You know what? Can we compare the size of those? Can we cut the co-op ones in half? I mean, even though there's like a bajillion more.
So,
Whoa, guys! Compare sizes off camera.
So, I mean, you're not going to really get a fair size comparison because we're two different people using two different cameras. You're like, oh,
I'm sure they're the same.
Or smaller. But from Corey's mouth, you can cut them. But part of the reason they made it 200 was you're probably not going to run through all of them before they expire, anyways.
That is awesome. 200.
They do. I know it for the same price, but they do last 2 years. So if you're like super nerds like us who have like 30, 50 plus tanks, it's possible. But yeah, you're probably not going to run through 200.
But yeah, to play devil's advocate, though, if you're super fish nerds like us, you're probably not testing your water a ton because you probably have everything balanced out and running smoothly, right?
I always test my water. It's just a good habit. I would never not test my water.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was having an issue with my puffer once. This was probably like a year or two ago with my Mabu puffer. And I messaged Corey. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, what are your water parameters? I'm like, I don't know. Who tests your water parameters? I felt like such a loser. I was like, I don't know.
What's a water parameter?
I know.
No,
Cycle? What?
Yeah, I've been using them with moving tanks around and setting new tanks up and all of that, and actually cycling things. I have been using them a lot more. Plus, with the video I'm working on about them, kind of comparing them with some other things, and my 2 cents on them.
I haven't even got the co-op test strips yet.
Have you not?
I need to order some.
Well, I will say they are back in stock, and thank you for posting the link to those. I don't know if it was from Joel or Zen. Now, it could have been anybody, but it's usually one of those two. But a huge thank you to all of them. Yeah, thank you for posting the link to the test strips because they are back in stock.
I do want to address this because I do know the answer. Crown Tail says, I've been seeing feedback of the strip square patches falling off. That was only like on the first run, and it was a very small percentage of them. And I know that they will replace it if you want them to, but it didn't hurt the test at all. Like they were still accurate. But but it's been fixed now. Even though I still haven't got any, but I'm not bitter.
Well, when you come out here this fall, I'll give you a couple. Okay, how about that?
Sweet. I gotta go all the way to Tennessee.
Oh goodness. There we go. Carrie Havercourt says, "How soon do you think you might have your chocolate personal nose Plecos available?" I am working on that, so I've got 4 pairs right now. Paired back up. Well, I've got 3 of the chocolates and then an albino pair, but no eggs right now. They're being mean. I think I'm going to have to add some heaters back to those tanks. I've been trying to just do the room temp thing, but I know last year I had a lot of success with having the heat in there just to bring it up just a couple of degrees. So I think I'm going to have to do that because I'm not seeing any eggs. And I went from having more chocolate bristlenose Plecos than I knew what to do with, including having a local fish store and selling them online to people actually wanting them. it was like nobody wanted them, so I practically gave away a ton of them, and then everyone was like, "Do you have those?" And I'm like,
That's why I had to stop breeding them. It's like you have 300 of them. Like, well, what do I do with them now?
yeah. So I don't right now. I am working on it, but I appreciate you asking, Carrie, and others who have inquired as well. And John, thank you for saying, please get closer to your mic. I think I'm going to put it back on the boom. I've got it on the desk mount, but I feel like it did better on the boom. So
I feel like now I don't want to come onto your stream and critique you or whatever, but
by all means,
I feel like maybe some sound panels in the back because there's some echo.
Probably because this room is a bit more empty than it used to be. I used to kind of have this sound box built around me of aquariums, and now I don't have that. So, and I know it's not echoing through the audio system because it's all coming through the headphones. So yeah, I'm going to have to invest in some sound panels at this point. I'm always up for feedback. I appreciate it. You don't know. It's just like Ed and I are typically not on the same audio level, and I don't know that unless people say, "Hey, by the way, you might want to fix that." So it is always appreciated. I never feel bad to point out things like that because I really do appreciate y'all doing that. We want to make it better, right? Right.
Exactly.
Nope. There we go. Mismatched socks got it. So the room is more empty? ? Needs more fish tanks. Well, they're all more enjoyable this way, I think, is what I was going for anyways. You can actually sit here and see all the tanks versus being tucked in the little nook of fish tanks and having to go around. Plus, I don't know, my floor, have to be nice to that. Secret History, how's it going, my friend? 3 great guys all in one place. Camera froze again. That's another thing. It keeps doing that.
Do you have to wave at it to get it to unfreeze?
Yeah, I do the magic.
Wow.
My favorite thing to do when he's frozen for a long time is I try to do the same pose he's doing. So he's like,
I know. Well, I saw he froze, and I was looking at you, and you weren't moving. I was like, are we still live?
Are we live? I'm not going to delete this.
I have to concentrate on moving, or otherwise I just kind of go invisible.
Absolutely. Mine has something to do with the laptop. I know it is the USB ports. So I am working on getting another computer, but we had a $4,000 HVAC replacement bill, so that kind of shut down the new computer setup because that was slightly more important.
Does your camera get power through the USB?
It does.
Yeah, that's probably it then.
Yeah, I mean, it's an awesome camera. But when I bought this little laptop, I had 60 subscribers, and I needed something that was going to be usable for live streaming because I didn't have a way to live stream. And it's worked well, but I can't edit anything on it. And so that's become an issue because I'm trying to do better editing and trying to do it on the phones is just not working out at this point. It's something I've talked about before. I really don't think that you need to start out with all the fancy stuff, but eventually if you find that you get to the point that something is holding you back, that's when I recommend investing. So that's what we're working on doing. And that's where all the memberships
I was
help.
I was really stubborn with that for a long time because there's a time the power supply on my computer was just making this awful screeching noise and you can hear it on the live stream. I'm like, but it still works. I'm not going to just buy something and replace something that still works. And then I would just watch the live stream back and oh, that's unbearable. But I did it for 3 months. I was like, I'm not buying something if it still works.
Right.
But
well,
I had to get past that.
Yeah. No, I can understand that. Absolutely. So I feel like this is appropriate timing for this question here. Dolbeck Aqua Design says, are we near the end of the stream? Is it the time where Bob goes rogue? LOL. We actually made it to our 1 hour mark without Bob going
Wait a minute.
rogue.
Why do I go rogue? I don't get it.
Bob, this is live.
Bob, you're live.
You can't go rogue. You can't go rogue.
I'm so confused. But what?
What? No.
We'll do it live.
No. Bob, seriously, dude, just delete this, okay? Seriously.
You guys are trying to farm up drama on the live stream.
I'm picking on you. I'm picking on you. I couldn't help myself. But we are to the 1 hour, to the 1 hour mark. See, I'm going to leave that out of there. I was poking little hints. I, however, will not talk about it because I'm a devil's advocate kind of person, as you all know. So I like to bring up the evil parts from all things. And go, well, and people hate that. But that was something that I guess management taught me over the years.
Well, actually,
technically, I don't know. It's fun though because I'll argue my point to people, and then I'll turn around and I'll counter argue my point to people, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, I'm just giving you all the information. It's your decision. But yeah, there we go. 1 hour mark. 125 people watching. We are going over to Chattanooga Ed's channel. I don't know if Bob is tagging along or not.
I have to get up at 4:30, so I'm about a half hour away from going to bed.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, you're doing the workout thing now. I need to get motivated on that.
Yeah, I'm still not used to getting up that early, so I'm trying to go to bed a little earlier.
Absolutely. Well, as always, Bob, I appreciate you coming on. It's always fun hanging out with you and just shooting the breeze. All of the members, moderators, lurkers, listeners, super chatters, contributors, I thank you all. Of course, the replay crew, I love you guys. Ed, Bob, any final thoughts before we take off and get out of here?
I appreciate it, Bob. It's always great to hang out with you.
Yeah, I love coming on here, so thanks for having me. It's always fun. Does 4:30 even exist? I'm telling you, once you get used to it, it's amazing. It's way better getting up early, like super early, than staying up super late. I am like so sold on getting up early.
You get so much more done.
I'm telling you, I was just like, oh my gosh, first of all, I went to the gym, I went to the butcher, I did some grocery shopping, I did some lawn work, and I came and sat down, and I'm like, man, it's not even 10:30 yet. Like, I have so much time left. It's awesome. But anyways, thanks for having me. It's fun. I always enjoy it. So always invite me on because I'll come every time.
Awesome.
Thanks, man.
Good luck with the working out. And until next time, everybody, if you're live with us, head on over to Chattanooga Ads. We're going to continue the party over there. Until next time, keep your fish healthy. Keep yourselves healthy. Don't be afraid to catch yourself a little fish room fever.